Yeah, what is up, YouTube? I'm Blitz5, and we have a huge update coming to Call of Duty World War II. They've been doing a lot of stuff here. We just had the Division overhaul, and then now this is the new event coming into Call of Duty with a bunch of new updates, new guns, and all this stuff. So we'll get into this in a second, but just want to say in the background, we have some shipment gameplay. I'm doing this right now to get 25 headshots with the LMG, and I'm rocking the Lewis machine gun with the ACOG, rapid fire, and extended mags. And I just want to say that I called out how OP the Lewis gun was and how great the LMGs were in this game back in January. And now recently, like, everybody's been using them, and they're really popular on this shipment map because it's kind of small. There's a lot of action going on. It's like shotguns and LMGs seem to really be overtaking this map. So anyways, just want to say, kind of called that out. So follow my page if you want the latest and greatest Call of Duty information. I'm just kidding around, but since I do play a lot, I'm always looking for new guns and combos and things that people aren't using, just because I also get bored, right? But with this update, hopefully this will keep us busy and not bored of playing Call of Duty World War II. So what's going on? We have a new event coming tomorrow that is April 17th, 2018, confirmed by Sledgehammer Games. Not sure what the event theme is going to be themed around, so definitely be updating with that. But with that, there's a bunch of new changes here that are going to be interesting. So first, there's going to be Ground War 9v9 coming next week. I don't know if it's coming in with the actual event, but it's coming the next week or two. It's going to be 9 versus 9. Normally, I would say that Ground War is a welcome change. Well, it still is. Anything different is always welcomed. Just new content and stuff like that. But since there aren't very large maps in Call of Duty World War II, 9 versus 9 is definitely going to be a little hectic, but hey, who knows? Maybe it will just make it more action-packed and more fun. We'll have to see. I'll definitely be posting some Ground War gameplay on my channel going forward. And then there's something that there was a rumor, I saw this on Twitter somewhere, but then this is also on Charlie Intel, that the free-for-all, there was some kind of thing teased that the headquarters is going to be turned into a playable map. But I think because of the way that it's designed, they're going to do it as a free-for-all map, which would be really interesting. So the headquarters I'm talking about is the actual place that you spawn into to get your orders and contracts and all that stuff. So that should be really interesting. I was saying all along that they should be really doing a lot more with this 1v1 arena and the headquarters. So it looks like they are doing that now, which is interesting. And then in the new event, there was leaked that there's going to be 5 new guns. So Call of Duty's been going ham with adding a bunch of new guns. I was just talking to my buddy Number 2 Pencil that it seems like they've really ramped this up in 2018. I wish they had been kind of slowly leaking this stuff since the beginning of the game. I think it would have just kept more people interested. But you know, it is bringing me and a lot of my friends back to playing Call of Duty. There's a ton of new content in this game, so I really can't blame them on that. But sometimes it's better to me if they do like a little slow leak. But anyways, they got 5 new guns coming into the game. A lot of the new guns that have been released into Call of Duty World War II were actually leaked at the beginning of the launch of Call of Duty, so a lot of this stuff isn't coming as a surprise, but if you don't follow this stuff closely, you'll definitely miss it. So let's go into what guns are being added into the game. So the first gun we have is the Sterling submachine gun, and I'm going to be reading a little bit from each of the rifles' Wikipedia pages. One, because I like the historical context and learning about the history. I love World War II stuff, so I find it fascinating. And then 2, I like to see how accurate Sledgehammer Games makes all of the weapons that they're putting into the game. It's just something I also find interesting as well. So this was a British submachine gun that was tested in the British Army from 1944 to 1945, and they were actually testing this as a replacement for the Sten, but it did not replace that rifle until 1953. So again, some interesting information. I didn't even know the Sten was a submachine gun until I started playing Call of Duty World War II. But anyways, relating back to the game, there's a lot of submachine guns in this game, so I'm not super intrigued by this, but I'm definitely looking forward to playing it once it gets dropped and just trying out a new gun. Then we move on to the second one. This is the Type 5 rifle, which according to Wikipedia is actually the Type 4 rifle, but it's often referred to as the Type 5 rifle. And this was a Japanese experimental semi-automatic rifle. It was basically a copy of the M1 Garand, but it had a different magazine size to fit the Japanese ammo. So, you know, in Call of Duty World War II, I really found that the single-shot rifles were kind of bad during the initial launch of the game, and I haven't really gone back to play them, even though I know they've made some changes. But again, not super excited about this, but hey, any new guns are cool. Then we have the Type 38. This is another Japanese rifle, and a lot of people are excited about this because this is a new sniper rifle into the game, and the sniper rifles definitely needed some new love. There's been a lot of new submachine guns and assault rifles, and there hasn't really been anything going on with the snipers. So again, I also find it interesting. I love how the Japanese do this like type naming category. They have the type 4/type 5 we just talked about. There's the type 100, there's the type 99, there's the type 40. It's kind of weird, but it's also interesting at the same time how they do it like that. And then moving on, we have the M2 carbine, which doesn't have its own Wikipedia page because allegedly this is just a modification of the M1 carbine, where it was like the first modification where they had one of these guns go automatic and actually became like one of the first assault rifles. But, you know, the context and naming category behind that is, you know, debated because it's a carbine rifle. But anyways, this is basically probably, at least in Call of Duty World War II, going to be an automatic version of like the M1 Garand as the M2 carbine. So there we have it. Then we have the last rifle, which is the ITRA Burst, but this is actually seems to be just like a code name, and this is a Beretta M1935 PG rifle. I say this because this is what, you know, a lot of people have been doing research online in the interwebs, and they found that this seems to be what that gun is. And I found in one of the descriptions of the Beretta M1935 that this was originally designed to fire standard Italian rifle ammunition. And kind of, you could maybe abbreviate the Italian rifle ammunition as ITRA. So I wonder if it was just like a standard issued rifle for the Italian side. I'm not really sure. I didn't go too far into that, but this is supposedly supposed to be the fifth and final weapon. And according to the description I'm reading here, this weapon had select fire capability. So who knows how it will be put into Call of Duty World War II, if it will have that optionality or if it will be single fire or automatic. But anyways, these are the 5 guns. So just to go over them one more time, we have the Sterling submachine gun. This is a British submachine gun. We have the Type 5/Type 4 rifle, which is a Japanese semi-automatic rifle. We have the Type 38, which is a Japanese sniper rifle. We have the M2 carbine, which is an American assault rifle in quotation marks. And then we have the Italian Beretta M1935 PG rifle, which is definitely a mouthful. So a lot of stuff coming to you guys in this Call of Duty update. If you haven't been playing the game, I definitely recommend getting all the updates, hopping back on. Even if you don't have the DLC, you don't need it. There's a ton of new stuff going on in the game. I haven't purchased the DLCs yet, and there's still a lot of stuff to do. A lot new guns, a lot of new challenges, weapon charms, paint jobs, all that stuff. A ton of stuff going on. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think of Call of Duty right now. And as always, I'm Blitz5, and peace out.